What's up, people? Back with another reaction, back with some more Echo and the Bunnymen. And we're now returning to the album Heaven Up Here, which I did start now many months ago, but we then jumped back in time. We went through Crocodiles, we then went through the People Are Strange EP, and we're now, as I said, returning to Heaven Up Here. Once again, shout out to Amber. And the next tune that we haven't already gone through is Over the Wall. It's a phrase that I feel could go a couple different ways. The first two thoughts I had is, one, the idea of overcoming an obstacle, meeting and rising above a challenge, but then I immediately thought of an expression like the hat's over the wall, which is to say in the accomplishment of any task, especially one with a bit of risk involved. There's a point at which you've committed enough resources, time, and personal investment such that walking away at that point would mean you do so at a loss, a material loss, a loss of opportunity, and a loss of something which you previously had before you embarked upon this quest. And again, the idea of throwing your hat or your backpack over a wall before you then climb it. Like, you could not go over the wall, but now the thing that you wanted to, prevent from falling off or something while you were climbing over, well, it's over now, and you're not, if you don't go, well, then you lose that. So I feel like Over the Wall could not necessarily be about, meeting and rising above an obstacle. It could be more complicated. Either way, I feel like it's the type of phrase that lends itself well to metaphor and to, figurative representations of emotions or situations between people. So let's find out what Echo and the Bunnymen do with it. This is Echo and the Bunnymen from the 1981 album Heaven Up Here, and the track is called Over the Wall.
Stop laughing.
So going over the wall with someone. Echo snare.
Something to be said for you. Your hopes of higher ruling. But the sling on my neck won't stop shooting.
Back, but still caught me off guard. not even done. At least not completely. I'm stunned. That, again, I've heard a number of great tunes by them just in the first like album and EP, and leading into another album now, but that might be the most impactful one in that I couldn't believe what I was hearing. Like at times it was reminding me of like if you mixed Echo and the Bunnymen with Cocteau Twins from like Garlands or something, where it's like this dark, hypnotic, like layered piece. We had like a spoken word vocal that seemed very sort of intense, even though it was restrained. It wasn't like overly loud or shouting or anything, but it seemed very persistent and intense. But then McCulloch's vocals, like, sort of doing their melodic thing over that, and then ultimately the other sections had a bit more of a post-punk feel, almost reminding me, I haven't heard too much of John Fox era Ultravox, but I have heard some tunes, and most of them live. And, it was like a couple moments like, man, this reminds me of some of the, like, post-punk Ultravox stuff. So, yeah, a tune with some post-punk flavors, with some dark, new wave type flavors, some cool vocals, and also, again, the layering of the tune, especially in those very busy, almost like cyclonic sections, I found very intense and compelling. So, a remarkable tune. I'm not sure what's happening, but yeah, I'm curious to hear how the title phrase "over the wall" might be, more positive or more negative. Maybe neutral, not necessarily like a value judgment, but it's about the experience of overcoming something or being faced with something, maybe. So I'm curious to hear what people will say. Once again, shout out to Amber for sharing Echo and the Bunnymen. My plan is to do another one straight away. So, I'm always like trying to fit too much into any given session. But given that it had gone longer than I intended, and there were a couple reaction batches where it was supposed to come late in the batch, and I didn't get to the last few, and then like it happened a couple in a row. So I wanted to do a double. So that's the plan. Either way, let me know what you think of this tune. I look forward to hearing. That was quite an experience. I will see you next time. Peace.